Morning, Arnold.
Good morning.
Look, we got your blood results back, and there's some stuff here that really concerns me.
Okay, all right, doctor.
On your 2012 tax returns here, it looks like you tried to write off subscriptions to the National Review and the Wall Street Journal.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, those are not work expenses. You can just deduct.
All right, well, I thought we were talking about my blood test. Why do you have my tax returns?
Has anybody read the Affordable Care Act? That's what this is. But the point is, we got to schedule an MRI just based on these blood results, okay?
Okay.
Maxine, I have a patient who needs an upper body MRI, and when is the earliest I can get him in? Let me check. $250 to the Romney campaign, and $250 to the NRA. I know. I don't know, it's his money. Okay, thank you, Maxine. Yeah, it's gonna be 8 months.
8 months?
Yeah, that's too long, I know. We should really try and get it moved up.
Well, how?
Well, I don't know. I would refile your taxes straight up. I would not try and write off those subscriptions, and I would make some sort of good faith gesture.
What is a good faith gesture?
$500 donation to the DNC?
Is that even legal?
Again, I ask, has anybody read the Affordable Care Act?
The BS of A with Brian Sack.
Good evening and welcome to the BS of A. I'm your host, Brian Sack. A new study commissioned by Visa revealed that the average cost for one person to attend the prom has risen to $1,139, leading some to question whether kids are too spoiled and entitled these days. Here to help us understand how these things get so expensive are two high school seniors, Allison McHenry and David Columbia. Thank you for being on the show. Hi.
Oh, I guess thanks for having us,
Okay.
I guess.
Thanks so much.
So listen, you look great. I guess you rented some real nice duds, right?
Rented? What is rented?
He's kidding. It's a comedy show. We rented these duds.
Okay. All right. Oh, boy. Let's break down how much your parents have spent on this for this big night. Did you rent a limo?
Kids get limos, but they tend to be like our social inferiors.
You know, like scholarship kids, stuff like that.
Yeah. So we got like a stretch Hummer.
Okay, sure. I've seen those before.
Yeah.
This is my whole point. All
Gross.
kinds of lames have seen those,
Yeah.
okay?
So we're taking separate stretch Hummers.
Okay, I think this is why your generation gets the reputation of being a little spoiled and entitled.
Wrong. Check out what we did.
Out of respect for those serving in Afghanistan, we thought that they should be stretch Humvees like they actually use over there.
Yep, like a stretch version of the Humvees that they use in the mission to kill Osama bin Laden.
No, they used helicopters.
Duh, they used helicopters. So what we did was we used those helicopters, we stripped them for parts, and we used those parts to make the stretch Humvees.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's pretty nice. They're kind of like the new Batmobile.
Yeah, so that's
Familiar?
for the troops.
Okay, so you're taking the two limos to dinner, I guess?
Yeah, it's like not a fancy place. It's like some super old Italian restaurant that like my parents had their first date at.
Okay, now that sounds really sweet. Plus, maybe you're saving a little money that way.
Ugh.
It's never the goal.
The restaurant she's referring to is in Florence, Italy. So we had it shipped to the United States and rebuilt in the Home Depot parking lot.
And then arranging the visas for like the new staff was like a lot of work for my nanny.
But as you say, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I said that before I had a full picture of what it was you were actually doing.
And then later in the night, there's like an after party. And we actually wanted our parents to finally go all out a little bit. We've just been asking for forever.
Thank you.
We rented out the room behind a bar and we're just gonna have like a little party back there.
Okay, that doesn't sound too extravagant.
Well, exactly. So lames would not find that extravagant. So what we did was the bar we chose to rent out is the bar in the lobby of the Radio City Music Hall.
So the room behind the bar is the...
Radio City Music Hall. We had to buy all the tickets to a Pete Seeger concert.
Okay.
But that means we're stuck with Pete Seeger all night, so we're going to try and get him to play some Miley Cyrus tunes or whatever. But
Yeah. If he lives that long, because if he dies, we're not paying him.
Sorry, Pete.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime prom for you guys.
Prom?
Yeah, prom.
No, this is what we're doing on Sunday.
Don't get us started on the prom. That's going to be like a to-do.
Yeah.
The least greatest generation. Great. We'll be right back.
Can I take a picture of you? I've never seen someone so normal.
Cleveland PD got a bit burned by the whole kidnapping three ladies thing. I forget the name of the perp. Castro, yeah. People were saying, that we should have noticed that the guy was operating a wall-to-wall sex dungeon. A literal dungeon, really.
So we are cracking down.
Yeah, we've got an armed robbery in progress at a TJ Maxx on Broad Street.
This is car 45. We are responding to that armed robbery. We are en route.
All right, let's go do some good. It looks like a standard TJ Maxx to me.
What are you doing, man? We got to actually investigate this thing. Slow down. Thank you. I think it's okay.
It's like a crank call or something. Huh?
Yeah. Thanks for slowing down, though.
Sure.
CSI. People forget that Cleveland is a tough town. Back in 98, 99, we had this guy called the Fairfax Broiler. Every Sunday, he would go to this one park, set somebody on fire, and just run away. Every Sunday, like clockwork. There's this huge manhunt. Everybody got in on it. I think I remember reading that eventually he moved to Arizona and got arrested right away by those guys. Those guys are...
So you know why we stopped you, right?
I was screaming that I was going to kill everybody?
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Do you have anything dangerous on you?
Oh, yeah. That's my go-to. Okay, this is the worst thing I've got. These are my ideas. These are spots that need to be cleansed around the city, so I was just gonna kind of make a day of it, and go around here and try to get here by dinner time.
That's a nice map.
Thanks.
What do we got here? We got a manifesto.
Yeah, it's a manifesto / will.
Oh, man, I got to do my will.
You do have to do your will. You've got kids.
Ugh.
Good thing you're thinking ahead.
Oh, thanks.
May I ask you a question? Did somebody help you prepare this will you could recommend?
Oh, I just did it in crayon all afternoon.
All right, then.
Easy.
Save some money that way.
Okay.
All right, there you go. You have a good day, sir.
Yeah.
I was lead investigator on the Cleveland crocodile case. This was a real psycho who would drag people down into storm drains and make them fight to the death, then eat the loser. It was a real black eye for the city. Then, of course, it turns out to be my son, who lived with me at the time. So, egg on my face.
You have the right to remain silent. If you choose to waive this right, anything you say and do can be used against you in a court of... Hey!
This is Mullins. We got a perp escaping on foot across the Russell Peterson playground. Did you frisk him? He's probably armed. We are now free to go to Smitty's birthday party.
Yes.
10 minutes out.
Smitty!
Yeah, sure, they're bad guys. But you've got the Cleveland police every day out there standing vigil. I mean, who else is going to protect us from criminals? No, seriously, who else? Because we should call them. Because there are people dying left and right every day, hourly.
That's a lawnmower.
That's what I was thinking.
The preceding sketch was sponsored by 2084, the search for love, hope, and faith. Available wherever Amazon.com sells books, which is Amazon.com.
Welcome back. I'm joined today by three experts to discuss the issues of the day that are of interest to me. My first guest has spent nearly his entire life on the road working as a traveling salesman. Please welcome Sam McCoy.
It's a great pleasure to make your acquaintance there, Brian.
Glad to have you.
Say, that's a nice tie.
Thank you.
Do you have other ties?
I have many other ties.
You're a real hard case.
My next guest is one of America's most beloved and iconic actors who has entertained audiences for nearly 50 years. Please welcome the legendary William Shatner.
Well, thank you, Brian, for having me on.
Thank you for coming.
I appreciate it. I want to let you know I'm selling a line of Priceline novels.
Priceline novels.
Yes, I wrote them all myself.
Okay.
And they are set, the main hero is simply traveling around the world, getting discount hotels and flights. He meets a different woman in every port. He debases her in a hotel room, leaves her before the morning, and then returns home to look at his bank account and see how much money he saved.
Oh, so it's kind of a marketing method, a way of
No, it's pure art.
pure art.
Yes.
Art's in the eye of the beholder, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
And my last guest is 100% man from the waist up, 100% fish-like from the waist down. Please welcome a merman.
Hello, Brian. It's
Hello.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And what is your name? Do you have a name?
Oh, you don't want to shake?
Oh, is that? I didn't know. I thought you were just waving a tail at me. All right, let's talk about the news. The other day, the Department of Justice said that, okay, we've killed 4 American citizens abroad with drone strikes. Yeah. 3 of those were mistakes. 1 was on purpose, al-Awlaki in Yemen. So when the government makes a mistake, they kill people. What's the worst mistake you've ever made?
Well, if we're along those lines, I've killed 4 people, 1 on purpose and 3 by accident.
What?
Yeah, it's a salesman thing. Yeah, 1 person I killed on purpose because he embarrassed me in a bar in front of a lady, okay. And then 3 people I killed by accident by selling them what I thought was a sort of like a curative powder.
Curative
like
powder.
Sort of an elixir, like a solid powdery elixir.
And what was it?
It turned out to be ammonium hydrate.
Ammonium hydrate.
Yeah, which is one of the components in a fertilizer bomb.
Okay.
And if you happen to have the other components of a fertilizer bomb in your digestive system, and then you take this powder, then you
are there any? I know the government has no repercussions for killing folks abroad. Are any repercussions for you for killing?
To stay on the move.
Got to keep moving.
No fixed address and no name. I mean, you have a name for me here, but that's not.
That's not your name's not Sam McCoy.
It's not an easy life.
Mr. Shatner.
Yes.
What about you? What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I would say one of my #1 mistakes was not training my horse Great Bells of Fire to do proper dance at the 1988 Olympics. Unfortunately, we had to put her down.
Why? Did you break the leg? Did the horse break a leg? Or?
No, we were trying to do the electric slide, and the horse just can't physically do that.
And
a horse can't move its legs. I know you have some leg envy, but a horse can't move its legs left and right and left, because it just doesn't have the muscle memory.
So the horse injured itself and had to be put down?
No, I beat it with a baseball bat afterwards because it disappointed me with its choreography. And of course, I would say one of my sort of lesser mistakes was letting my wife drown in a pool.
That was your lesser mistake?
Yes.
That's not the most traumatic event in your life?
No, I would say that it was an inconvenience.
An inconvenience?
Yes. Well, because I had to drain the pool, and sort of the same thing if you get like a duty in there.
So your wife was an inconvenience, like a duty in the pool?
Yes.
Does that not seem like a strange thing to say?
When I hear it back, it sounds poetic.
That sounds like poetry to you? My wife is an inconvenience, like a duty in the pool.
Sounds like the name of another spoken word album. Yeah, that's funny. You came to our house just before and sold some knockoff tequila.
That's right. I would knock off tequila, and to seal the deal, I sold you 100 square yards of Visqueen, sort of like a drape, like a tarp that you put over a pool.
Yes, I remember that.
And she drank it.
She said, "I'm going swimming," and I said, "Well, I'm going to try the new tarp out."
Oh.
So she drank the tequila, went in the pool, and then I pulled the tarp over the pool and said, "Well, this works." And I had some toaster strudels in the oven, so I went to get those.
Merman, or do you have a name? Your name?
Roger.
Roger. What's the biggest mistake you've ever made?
Look, you guys can hold this over my head all you want, that you can walk right off this stage, but I don't have that luxury, okay? You know, you're talking earlier about horse legs. I would kill for horse legs.
Pair of horse legs? Then you'd be like some
horse
weird
legs, chicken legs,
centaur type thing.
Like mosquito legs, really anything that would allow me to walk around. You know,
mosquito legs.
My greatest mistake, I think, Brian, was probably not evolving correctly.
Sam McCoy?
Bones.
Let me ask you this. Your biggest personal enemy right now. Who's the biggest enemy in Sam McCoy's life?
Bones.
Well, it's it's dogs.
Dogs.
Dogs the world round. I hate
dogs. Well, that's going to be tough for
every dog is a guard dog.
Oh, that's...
And every guard dog is a salesman's worst enemy, and,
right.
and so it's hard for me to dispatch with dogs as quickly as I need to. When I move into a new town to try and drum up some sales,
sure.
the first thing I'll do is rent a crop duster and just blow over the town with a sort of canine AIDS. I don't know if you know what that is.
Canine AIDS.
It's an adapted form of feline AIDS.
Airborne.
Airborne. Yeah.
Airborne. So you crop dust a town that you want to sell to.
Well, I got to get it. I got to get up those steps.
By killing everybody's
I got to
dog.
get to the front door, and you know, if it's me not eating or causing a dog plague, then you know, I think we all.
Okay, let me come to my door.
Sure.
Not ring the doorbell, whatever.
Sure.
I'll be the doorbell.
Okay.
Ding dong.
Oh, Mr. Sack, I see you. I see you have a dead dog.
Yeah, you just killed my dog.
I know, it was terrible. Can you imagine? Life is so fragile.
No, I mean, you murdered my dog.
What would you say if I gave you a laminated placemat that had information about how to prepare your own will?
I don't. When I'm eating dinner, I'm going to be thinking about my will. You killed my dog.
You're thinking about death right now.
The kids are coming home from school. I got a dead dog in the front yard. What have you done?
Kids? Imagine that. When's the last time you bought overalls?
For the kids?
Or dad and mom as well.
I mean, are they good for playing in the yard?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
How much are they?
Man, I broke you.
What do you have in your suitcase?
Jeez, I have overalls and drugs.
What are the drugs?
Those are for me. I can't sleep. If I sleep, my brain will never reboot. This is because of years on the road.
All right. This week's Under the Table sponsor is the novel 2084, The Search for Love, Hope, and Faith, which is a gripping look into the dystopian future of America. Now, 2084's author, Troy David Newham, told us that he once sent a copy to Glenn Beck and that Glenn told him that it was too crazy and full of conspiracy theories for anyone to believe. Now, if that doesn't make you want to go to Amazon.com right now to buy 2084, nothing will. We'll be right back. Mr. Shatner, you're an author, correct?
Yes, I am. Let me see this.
The BS of A presents The Best Stuff of America with Matt Fisher and Sanitizer.
You know what? I don't know where you've been, what you've done, what you do for a job, or whether you clean yourself. And I don't care. Shake my hand.
Next time.
Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Looks like you're reading a book.
Yep.
2084, The Search for Love, Hope, and Faith.
Yep, that's the name of the book.
Is that a fiction novel?
Novels are by definition fiction, so that's redundant, but yes, in this fiction novel, it's a story set in a dystopian future. You don't know what dystopian means, do you? It's like a society in which everything is bad.
Like Detroit.
Yeah, but this is a future America with a totalitarian government.
Is the future better for Detroit in 2084?
I couldn't tell you. I'm only partway into the book, and I'm not currently advancing in the book because of this conversation, but I would assume so.
You think I'd like this book?
Well, I don't know you. You just sat down next to me and started talking to me, so it's hard for me to say. But do you ever read like 1984 or Brave New World, something like that?
Yes.
Cool. Then it's a lot like that.
Want one?
What is that?
It's exultant, silly.
Really? That's a drug that people take in this book that I'm reading.
Oh, my medical officer told me to take it.
Your medical officer? There are medical officers in this book. That's an element of this thing. That's crazy. What's your name?
Barack Kennedy.
I am freaking out. That is the name of a character who lives in the dystopian future of 2084 in this novel. That's crazy. Wait, where'd the book go?
I don't know, and you need to stop shouting about the terrible totalitarian government.
Why?
Because we have a terrible totalitarian government.
Wait a minute. That's true in both 2013 and 2084. What year is it now?
Really? 2084.
Wait a minute. I was just in 2013 reading a book called 2084 set in the dystopian future of 2084 that contained not so subtle political allusions to the political situation in 2013.
You're acting really weird, George.
Wait, why'd you call me George?
George Washington.
Okay, that's crazy. That's just like in this novel.
Wait, there's a character in that book you're reading named George Washington.
Yeah. Oftentimes the first idea that floats into your head is the best one. That's why I was in first. Anastasia.
Wait a second, did you just call me Anastasia?
Yeah, your name, Anastasia Steele.
But that's the name of the main character in the book that I'm reading. 50 Shades of Grey.
2084, The Search for Love, Hope, and Faith, a novel by Troy David Newham. Don't get paranoid, but I can see you through the screen.
Welcome back. The three scandals that have rocked the Obama administration have gotten so big that the mainstream media has actually covered it. With stories this big, I thought I'd head to the streets of New York City to talk to regular Americans about their thoughts on the scandals. I'm Brian, and I'm from the IRS. And are you liberal or conservative?
Very liberal.
Okay, you're okay? You're fine?
Conservative.
All right, I'm going to need to talk to you. Okay, I'm here with Christina and Cipriano, and they have some exciting news.
We just got engaged. He just proposed.
Okay, he just proposed in the background as we were interviewing somebody else. So in the news, if I were to say Benghazi, what does Benghazi mean to you?
Sounds like a food.
Sounds like a food, delicious.
Country or a person.
Okay, close, city in a country in Libya. Okay, so I'm gonna say these words. Tell me if they mean anything to you. IRS, Benghazi, AP.
Yes.
What are they?
All scandals.
What about Pardongate?
I beg your pardon?
What?
The fact the president has pardoned Hillary Clinton of any crime she may commit in the future. It's an awesome scandal, isn't it? I mean, I just made it up. Joe Biden is advocating euthanizing conservative pets.
I'm all for euthanizing Joe Biden.
We don't want those conservative pets anyway.
Don't like conservative pets?
No. Well, you got to have your liberal pets because they're more friendly, and those conservative pets, they're going to bite you.
But who's going to pay for the liberal pets to lounge around the house? How do you feel about Vice President Joe Biden proposing that men be able to have two wives?
No.
And you're just saying, is that just because you got engaged right now and you don't like the idea? How do you feel about this?
That's fine. Whatever's.
Works for me too. It's gate. The president left the gate open and the Saudis ran through the back of the White House. That's the president's immigration policy. So the president's approval ratings are over 50%, despite all this. What possible scandal could bring down the president's approval ratings?
If he was a closeted white supremacist?
I was thinking maybe if he had a little that would bring down his
Can we just bleep out the Is that do we have a long enough bleep for that?
Maybe sex.
A sex scandal? You think that could even ever happen on Michelle's watch?
Probably not. I mean, she could probably beat him up.
Can't get sugar on the side with Michelle around. If these scandals got out of hand and the president wound up in prison, what do you think his prison experience would be? Think he would trade nuclear codes for cigarettes?
He probably would.
If something happened and he were to go to jail, do you think Michelle would bake him a cake, but instead of a nail file, it would be a teleprompter? Thanks very much.
Nice meeting you.
Okay, that's all the time we have for this week's BS of A. Like us on Facebook, love us on Twitter, watch our clips on YouTube. I'm your host, Brian Sack, and next week we'll be doing a best of episode because the first draft of our book is due on May 31st, and we've barely done any work on it. We're kind of in big trouble. But I hope you enjoy your Memorial Day knowing that there's a deadline for us next week. You know? Oh, boy. Good night, America. How do you write a book real fast?
Well, plagiarize it and then put tech in front of it.
But isn't plagiarism bad?
Not if you fully take another book and just paste it into
Take a whole other book like War and Peace, you call it tech something.
Yeah, tech war.
Tech War and Peace.
Ding dong.